Hey there, and thank you for joining me today. I am Brent Bergherm, and right now I have the new PhotoCross15 from ThinkTank Photo, and I'm thrilled to be able to walk through this with you, do an unboxing and walk through it with you. I'll do my normal deal where I just kind of take a quick tour of the bag, and then we're going to load it with my standard kit, which is a Canon 5D Mark IV and 3 lenses, and then we'll just see how much room we have left over for extra stuff. So let's hop right into it. So pretty nice sized bag, and I love the fact that it's got a water bottle holder here for us, and then of course the harness, and then this hip belt is removable. So let's try and do that real quick. So that removes away for using when you need it and not being there when you don't need it. I like that because when I'm in an airport, I don't necessarily like to have the extra waist belt flapping about, so it's nice to be able to remove that. A little bit of a breathable mesh here on the back, sternum strap, slides up and down for adjustment there. A couple of loops here for attaching a couple items, that's good. Handle, of course, no water bottle holder here on this side, because this is where we get to the main part of the gear, and they give us a little idea on how to pack it there. Preload packing. Included rain cover. This is nice and deep, and then it looks like we've got a couple extra padding items. So this mesh pocket is sewn here in the middle, but here's a little extra, looks like might be for like holding on your tripod or something like that, so we'll get to that in a moment. And another one where it has a little bit of a clippy there, and then it's got these things that'll attach to the bags on some of those loop areas, and the zipper could go either way, so that's all right. The holder for the notebook computer is right there, and it's got a little flap to kind of secure it just a little bit. So it holds a 15-inch screen right next to your back. And then let's take a quick gander at the section out here. It's got a little bit of a Velcro there. A little bit of a holder, that's nice. I always like that for my keys or my filter holder. And then that can just go down that way. A part of me wishes this went down all the way around so it could just open fully. But there is some wisdom to having it like that, and I'll show you what I'm talking about when I get to loading it with all my gear. So let's get to that part of it. It's a really simple bag, not a whole lot of extra flair or features or what have you. So let's get to loading the bag. So I'll fill it up, I'll arrange it. I'm going to fast forward through this part so you don't have to go through every single piece of it in slow-mo. And then we'll go and walk through the entire thing with how I loaded my gear and how that worked out for us. Just in case you happen to not remember, my gear is the Canon 5D IV with a 2470 f4, ThinkTank Photo Filter Hive Mini, 16 to 35 f4 with image stabilization, charger and batteries, and then the 70 to 300 L lens. And then I've got a few extra stuff back over yonder that I'll get. And then we've got the cloth and filter wrenches. And then I've got a graduated neutral density. So there we have it. The bag is finally loaded. And now let's go ahead and take a quick dive and take a look at how all this stuff is seated in there and see how it might also work for you too. So I've got the sternum strap adjusted. I've got the length of the shoulder straps adjusted, and I do not have the waist belt attached at this time. It's a little interesting on this bag. We'll see how that goes, because with that waist belt, the way it's currently seated, it's going to go right around my gut, and I'm not sure that's going to be something that is going to be too comfortable for me. If I were to swing it off to the side and try and get side access, I'm going to be going this side, which I'm generally not used to, but I'm sure I could get used to it. And so then I would have access this way to the gear, and then certainly just want to make sure that gets zipped up before you move on with it. So I'm going to start with the tripod area here. It's got their little clippy deal which has this little locking mechanism on the strap, so then it can extend, and then when you tighten it, it locks in. I've come to like that idea on these types of things. And then we can just do the regular snap and it comes off. So then the tripod is off. This is, by the way, a Manfrotto 190 Go carbon fiber with a Siri head and just a standard kind of size, nothing fancy. And so on these straps on the back here, you know, we can just leave them attached. They didn't come attached natively, but I think I might just leave them attached just so they're there and I don't have to worry about stowing them somewhere else. I suppose the problem might be with that is it could catch onto something and then I've got these tails hanging off. So, whatever. Not a big deal. I do kind of wish there was a little extra something here, or maybe this could be an access to that section of the main compartment, because I think if that were to be where I held my main body and primary lens, that could be a pretty convenient access when I do have the bag off. Because it could be sitting like this, and I could just quickly rip it out. I do have, you know, I'd probably just put it right at the very top, I suppose, and that would be easy access to the gear. But then, of course, if you are opening it all the way, you'd better have it down on the side, or else all the gear is just going to fall out. And that's one kind of thing about this design that is a little bit, I don't know if I want to call it odd or not, but without the computer in here, so notice I have my computer stowed away, it's really easy for it to kind of want to fall forward. And then when I put this in here, it weighted it nicely. All right, so let's try and take a kind of a deep dive into exactly what's going on here. So I will tilt this towards you so you can see what's going on. And the first thing on this side, I've got the waist belt. So when I'm traveling in the airport, I figure I want it to be stowed away. Now, I'd probably put this in my other bag, quite frankly, but I just stuck it there for now. And then way up here on the very top edge, I've got my graduated neutral density. There's not going to be much going on there, I would think, since that's the top of the bag. I figured it was safe there. I could probably find a different location to put that. And then over here, I've got the 16 to 35. Now notice how deep that goes down too. If I had like a 50 millimeter, maybe even f1.4, I might have enough space to just tuck that in there. I frequently will put my sunglasses case and other things like that in a bag like this too. So it's nice to have a little extra room, but that's just a little deeper than I'm used to. But that's cool. That's all right. All right, then I got the main body coming out here. I always have the 2470 on there, and that could interchange with the 1635 as well. So no big deal there. Underneath the main camera body, I decided to stuff a little rag, and then this is where I have located the charger, and I got 2 batteries in there. And then I've got the filter hive. And so I like the filter hive usually in the location like that because it's super accessible when I'm shooting, but it's also nice and it's supporting and keeping the camera from falling all the way down, and it's not wasting a lot of space. On this side of the camera body, this is where I've got the 70 to 300. And then there's also in here the rain sleeve for the bag. And then on this side, I've got a holder for a hard drive and some cords. So just like a gear organizer. And this is another hard drive case. And so I've got plenty of room here for those extra stuff. When I'm traveling somewhere, I like that extra thing in here because what I'll probably do is either put an extra water bottle in there, or I'll put food or some other kind of stuff like that in there. And these kinds of things would stay in the room, and I wouldn't have to carry them around with me all the time. Of course, I've got the notebook in here as well. So we've already seen that. And then didn't find anything for these mesh items here just yet. And then on this outer one, I have an extra filter for, it's a polarizer for the 70 to 300. It fits that one specifically. And then I also put the filter wrenches in here. what I could also do with this space down here, the camera I'm recording on right now, it's a Sony 6400. That would easily fit in there with the one lens I have for it. And I could easily take that extra camera with me and a few extra essentials that it needs, batteries, etc., in that location. So I do like it's big enough to carry that in addition to my main kit that I got going. And with that Sony and the Canon, of course, I have this bag. And this is where I keep extra batteries and other little things like that, cords and whatnot like that. And so that fits really conveniently, kind of just down in this little hidden tucked area here. You'd hardly even notice it's there. And so I like that. It's all right. Works really good. I did not use these extra pads that came with the, these extra dividers that came with the bag. So whatever you would, you've got extra flexibility for how you would put that in for yourself. So I'm going to try it out now with the waist belt attached and get these a little bit longer so I can easily cinch them out. So that does add a little bit of extra stability, and certainly is taking a little bit of weight, but still I would say probably 60% of the weight is still on the shoulders. It's coming across pretty good, and I think this is pretty sweet. So, of course, time will tell when I finally shoot with this bag and see how it goes in the field. It's a little bit ungainly with that tripod attached. I don't usually attach a tripod to it like this. But, if you have to do it, you have to do it, and that's going to be just fine. So there you have it, the PhotoCross15 from ThinkTank Photo. And I thank ThinkTank for sending it out to me because they provide bags sometimes for review. And when I saw this coming through, I said, I gotta try it out because this is pretty much the size that I want and the fact that it's a backpack oriented and how it just all otherwise behaves. I'm really interested in this pack. The biggest thing about it is it's roughly the size as a 15-inch messenger bag, yet it's backpack format. And then it also folds out and fills in the same way as a messenger bag. So the only thing I would kind of wish we had was go ahead and give us a shoulder strap so we could use it as a messenger bag if we wanted to, and then maybe remove these or otherwise tuck these away. But that's kind of a minor issue in my opinion. I am liking the idea of a backpack more and more these days, and so this is just nice and compact and gets the job done, it seems. So I'm very much looking forward to my first shoot, and when I do that, I'll record another video and we'll see how this bag behaves out in the field. So thank you so much for watching. Appreciate it. Hit the like and share button if you would, and also check out my podcast, the Latitude Photography Podcast, where we talk about all things related to travel and outdoor landscape photography. And you can find me online, latitudephotographypodcast.com. And then also at my main website, just my name, brentbergherm.com, where I've got my first course is now published. It's all about mastering the idea of getting excellent photo prints coming out. So take a look for my master photo printing class there on the website. Until next time, happy shooting!